Yo, I'm always hearing the same conversation over and over and over again about, oh, we need an expansion on the college football playoff. Dummies, think about it. Every year, the four best teams are the four best teams. Clearly. Every year, the best team in college football wins the national championship. It was like that in the BCS. You only can have two teams play for it. So what's the point of having a college football playoff? Everyone knows Bama is the best team in college football. Everyone knows occasionally my Clemson Tigers will be the best team in college football. Ohio State will be the best team in college football. That's just what it is. Now, you have other teams that may have a chance in Oklahoma, in Georgia, in Notre Dame, who has no reason to even being there. They only there because of the money grab of who they are. But the best teams always wins, period. Or, my fault, LSU as well. So having extended, so you can have Oregon in there, so you can have your lovable UCF in there, so you can have, what else, Florida, if they fucking lose the SEC East. Who else? A team from the Pac-12 with a 1 or 2 loss Oregon team or a 2 loss USC team. Man, listen, if they can't make it through their own conference without a scratch, what make you think they're going to sit there and compete against the best teams in college football? They're not on that level. That's the point that y'all don't understand. Football, mostly college football, is about equity. This is not the NFL. It's about equity in college football. If you have a good season 1 year, say for instance, matter of fact, look at my Clemson Tigers. We've been good since 2010. Go look up your history. But the issue is we couldn't get past Florida State. We couldn't get past South Carolina. We had bumps in the road against NC State. But and even though we had good records, they wasn't going to fly. We slowly improved. When we improved, we went to play West Virginia. They gave us an ass beat. Then we took on LSU in the next bowl game. We constantly kept getting better year by year by year. Then we got our chance against Notre Dame at home. We had our chance 2 times against Oklahoma. We had a chance against Ohio State 2 times. And we proven that we can hang on the big stage against the big teams. That's what other teams have to do. Just because TCU have an undefeated season in whether it was 2011 or 2012, and they run the table or they lose one game, but they still got a good record, no. You still have to build your equity up. You have to earn the committee's respect and say, you know what, this team has been playing against top competition in bowl games, and they have been competing. And they're constantly getting in new talent, and they're constantly being on the top stage. Just because UCF was undefeated 1 year and they beat an Auburn team, which we know Auburn is a middle-of-the-road SEC team anyway, look up the history, does not mean that they can sit there and now take on the likes of Clemson, take on the likes of Alabama, take on the likes of Ohio State. That shit is just not going to happen. Now, the only team that really should have had that opportunity is Boise State. Because Boise State, as you know, they've beaten Oklahoma, they've beaten Virginia Tech, they've beaten Georgia, they've beaten Oregon. They've been the only team that has that opportunity to compete on that level. But they never got close to it simply because they could not get to that top spot based off of reputation. Everything is about reputation. Everything is about money. But for those little teams, like I say, you have to build up equity. You have to put these big teams on your schedule, and you have to compete against them. All this trying to turn college football into the NFL and talking about having 8-team and 12-team playoffs. Come on, man. These are college kids. Their season is from September to December. That's it. They don't have the extra month of January like the NFL has it organized. That's why the NFL players get paid money. Because when they go to the playoffs, that's extra money they get. When you're in college, you just get money from your boosters and alma maters. That's it. Everyone knows this. It's no fucking secret. So for them to sit there and want these college athletes to play conference games, you got to play your conference game. Then you got to win your conference. You only got what? The Pac-12, the Big Ten, the SEC, and the ACC all got conference games. The only big conference don't is the Big 12. Then you still got what? The AAC, they got a conference game. You know, so it's like what? You're going to put those teams that win their conference in there, and then you're going to put what? A WAC team, a MAC team, a Sun Belt team. Come on, man. Them boys does not have the talent. The best player on one of those small market teams, on one of those small stool teams, will be number 3 on Clemson. Their top quarterback, matter of fact, look at the top quarterback that came from UCF who tore his knee up. He's now at Florida State. He may win the job only because of experience, but you trying to tell me that dude was better than Francois that played for Florida State at that time? No. Y'all got to stop listening to these folks on these networks. Y'all got to start understanding football. Y'all got to really look at these teams. It's about who you're recruiting, how they're practicing, how they play, and their mentality. I know those stars don't mean anything, but trust me, when one team has more players that has greater athletic ability and being taught how to play the position better than another team, it matters. Those small teams do not have the depth that these other universities do. They don't. That's why the other universities have a lot of scholarships, plus they have walk-ons. They have so much damn talent, they got to sit there and redshirt about a third of their damn roster that come in. So, y'all figure it out. Understand that the BCS was the best thing that happened. And if people want to sit there and talk about, oh, well, USC was supposed to play Auburn in 2004, do your research. They played Auburn in 2003 when they opened their season up and they beat the hell out of them in Auburn. What difference is going to make it they played them again a year later in a bowl game, in a national championship?